My name is Jeffrey Kuwashi and you are watching Game News. Sony PlayStation has finally have a special video and announced the PlayStation 5. Yes, and we're gonna go and react to it. So as you can see, PlayStation 5 Pro is actually being presented by Mark Kenny, and that's what we're gonna go and react today. I am looking forward to it, so let's just go and take a look at it.
Hi, I'm Mark Sir.
Ooh.
I'm excited to be here to talk about the newest
Me
addition
too.
to our console lineup,
PlayStation 5 Pro?
5 Pro, and how it advances gaming technology. But first, I want to take just a minute to look at what we put in the original PlayStation 5
Okay.
and how it delivers an exceptional gaming experience.
What was it?
When PS5 debuted in 2020,
Yeah.
it brought a lot to the table.
I remember when PS5 was released in 2020, I couldn't get it because of the the scope problems that appears, and apparently I managed to get it right after. I think it was half a year after it was released, and one of the reasons was we didn't really want it. I think it was released at November 2020, and then we didn't really want it. We're not really that rushed to get the console yet. But the sole reason why I wanted to get the console was because of Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate. I wanted to play with Yuffie DLCs, and I remember like, oh man, I gotta get this because Yuffie DLC is going to be released at around like May or like April, like around there, like April, May, around that before summer, after spring, kind of like weird timing, around like the April, May kind of like timing. So I was like, I really want this. I really want this. So yeah, that time we managed to get the PS5, which is like woohoo!
Table. 8 Zen 2 CPU cores form the brains of PlayStation 5
8 core.
and enable high-speed complex gameplay with character counts reaching into the hundreds.
Yep.
And frame rates that can be as high as 120 frames a second.
Ooh, 120?
PS5 has a powerful RDNA 2 GPU, which can render anything from intricate details to fantastic worlds with vast panoramas to explore.
That's great.
Ray tracing allows for dramatic visual
It
improvements,
looks amazing,
including reflections off of water or glass.
Yep.
And the realism that
I'm gonna be real with you guys. I'm not pretty sure if you guys actually realize this. I'm gonna just be honest with you guys. There is no more graphical amuse jump for me. Like, you understand when the moment when you play PlayStation 1 and then the moment when you put inside the PlayStation 2 Final Fantasy X disc, and then it starts with like and then it's like everything explodes, and then the graphic was like, whoa, what? And then Act 2 comes along, and then you can look at, wow, that ass is so good, so I love it. I love PlayStation 2 so much. It is one of the most successful PlayStation console out there in the world, right? And I love it so much.
comes from real-time global illumination.
This is Avatar, I guess.
Custom SSD can load data at breathtaking speed, resulting in ultra-fast transitions between game worlds and data streaming rates so high that traversal speeds are essentially unlimited. Tempest 3D audio tech brings an unparalleled sense of immersion to the sound of the game.
This is Demon Souls. Probably should play it. I should
so
beat it.
Real,
I should
you
finish
may not
it.
even need to see the enemies to know exactly where they are.
This game is not bad, but it's just kind of tedious.
Finally, the DualSense controller has haptics that let you feel through your hands what your character is experiencing inside of the game.
Oh boy. We even have a PlayStation.
It's wonderful to see such variety and richness of game experiences.
Yep.
Creators have made amazing use of the hardware capabilities, but when I talk to them, I
a
do
lot of fun
hear
with it.
about their desire for more graphics performance.
So what does Pro bring
The
me?
dreams of the developers are bigger than can be supported at 60 frames per second, and that leads to an aspect of modern gaming that we're all familiar with.
Okay.
Graphics modes.
Graphic modes?
It can be a difficult choice for players. Fidelity modes emphasize the visuals, typically through higher resolution.
There's a new
rendering.
mode, like Fidelity mode?
These
I never heard of
modes
this.
might also have enhanced detail or use more ray tracing. But the games only run at 30 frames per second. The visuals can be choppier.
You mean this is
and
before?
The controls less responsive. Performance modes
30
emphasize
frames
frame
and
rate
4K,
and
right?
interactivity, typically choosing to run at 60 frames per second.
Yeah, yeah.
Mainly by reducing the graphical detail until those frame rates can be achieved.
Okay.
When asked to decide,
There was the
on
problem
mode,
with the PS5.
players are
Okay.
choosing performance about 3/4 of the time.
Are they gonna do something about
Removing
this?
that decision, or at least narrowing that divide, is one of the key targets for PlayStation 5 Pro. We want to give players the graphics that the game creators aspire to, at the high frame rates that players typically prefer.
So
To do that,
we can get
PS5
60
Pro
frames?
substantially improves over PlayStation 5 in 3 ways. Here's what we call the Big 3.
The big tray?
First,
larger
we made the
CPU?
GPU much larger and increased the speed of the memory it uses. The result is rendering that's up to 45% faster.
Oh ho ho!
Second, we made major upgrades to the ray tracing, taking
Okay.
a streamlined and accelerated approach that allows
I thought ray tracing is supposed to be something that the game developer need to implement. It's not something that is hardware dependent to hardware. It's like if the game have ray tracing, then yeah, it's ray traceable. Then what does advanced ray tracing mean? Does it mean that if the game is enhanced by Pro, then it's having the advanced ray tracing? What is
allows
the
calculation of
difference
the
around here?
rays at double or even
To be honest, it's not gonna be that much of a difference because I believe my Elgato can't even actually put up that kind of a graphic for you guys, because right now, even though it can pass through 4K, it is still going through 180p for you guys. Every video game that I made right now is still 180p.
triple the speeds of PlayStation 5.
But that is ray traced though.
And
of
finally,
course.
we added custom hardware for machine learning and an
Okay.
AI library called PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution.
Okay,
or
PSSR
for short.
Okay.
PSSR
That's not a good name, dude. It sounds like a U. I'm sorry. PSS. Okay.
analyzes the game images pixel by pixel and can
Ooh.
add an extraordinary amount of detail,
Okay.
which boosts the effective resolution of the games. Game creators are adding PS5 Pro support to new and existing titles, and with the big 3 involved, the results can be pretty amazing.
Okay.
With graphics showing something like fidelity levels of detail, but at double the frame rate. Here's The Last of Us
so
Part 2
it's like a
running
60
on PS5 Pro.
Part
It has
2.
huge amounts of detail and targets a super smooth 60 frames per second. Let's
Dude,
compare
this game
to the fidelity.
Isn't this game is like a PlayStation 3 game or something like that? What? Why are they still use Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, dude? Stellar Blade, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Why can't they use those? Why is it this one?
mode on PS5, which is only running at 30 frames per second and is therefore much choppier.
Oh,
This goal of delivering almost fidelity-like graphics at performance frame rates has been achieved for a broad set of titles, including Marvel's Spider-Man 2.
I think it's just motion blur, right? It's not really that much of like a graphical difference.
And Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. We can
I mean, you can really see the smooth,
see that PS5
the smooth part of the
Pro is close to doubling
the
the
smooth
power of
like
PlayStation 5.
frames there, but I gotta be honest, man. FPS is really an overrated thing. As long as the game is playable and as long as the game is like fun, no, sorry, the game is playable and then as long as you can control what you are doing, it's enough. You know, it's like I don't get the idea of like 240 frames per second or 120 or 144 frames. It doesn't matter. You know, PlayStation usually it's not really that much of a. I play Spider-Man. I play single player stuff. I play Stellar Blade. You know, Ghost of Tsushima. I mean, the only reason maybe I need them for setup late is because you can see much more smoother as jiggles and stuff. I don't know. That might sound a good idea, but to be honest, 60 frames per second as jiggle is already good for me.
Another way to compare the two consoles is to look at PS5 Pro versus Performance mode on PS5, both of which target 60 frames per second.
Okay.
What we see here is a difference in detail. PS5 Pro is much sharper and crisper than PS5.
Okay, it does look a bit crisp. It's like when you play with PC and then you got like a 490 RTX 490 or something like that, and then you can, you know, put this is ultra and this is just like what, like low or normal or something like that, medium settings. It's just that, right?
For this, my favorite is the parade scene from Ratchet and Clank. Distant details are much clearer.
Yeah, it looks very good. You know, if I can, I'm probably gonna get one.
Spider-Man 2 is noticeably higher resolution throughout the scene, including
oh man,
the
look at the trees
and procedural cars.
That's good. That's a good looking tree.
So overall, some remarkable improvement to the games. On PS5 Pro, we can see increased sharpness to the graphics or smoother and more responsive gameplay. This is the big three showing their value.
Okay.
As you've been seeing, machine learning via the PSSR library is being used quite broadly to add pixel detail and boost frame rate.
Okay.
But there are as many approaches as there are game engines. The increase in raw GPU power is being especially effective for Horizon Forbidden West. Apart from the detail boost, that extra graphics power is allowing for improvements to lighting and visual effects.
Okay.
As well as to the hair and the skin in cinematics.
Open up, guys. Dwarf's orders.
Maybe it's time for me to play Horizon, I guess.
Good enough for me.
Not with a PS5 Pro, it's just because I saw this and I was like, oh yeah, I still haven't played this game.
Ray tracing is finding broad usage as well, particularly when the games are focused on higher frame rates.
Okay.
The faster hardware in PS5 Pro can make a real difference.
Okay.
Allowing Gran Turismo 7 to add ray-traced reflections between the cars in gameplay, while continuing to support their targeted 60 frames per second.
Like, Gran Turismo 2 was the only game that I played so much.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Ooh.
Allowing not only for better reflections and a greater variety of reflective surfaces.
You know what? I saw this game getting on Steam in a quite reasonable price, and I don't know if I should try it because my PC. I'm not confident that my PC can run this game pretty well.
But also for further realism.
Pretty fine, pretty smooth, pretty wow. I'm not pretty sure. Pretty smooth. I think that the thing I'm trying to say there of wow is like wow, that's crazy. You know, it's so good. Kind of like wow maybe. But you know, I'm trying to say like smooth. Yeah, I'm just not confident of that. So if I'm ever gonna play this, it's gonna be on PlayStation 5.
I hope you've enjoyed this run through of the technology behind PlayStation 5 Pro. Simply put, it's the most powerful console we've ever built, and a worthy addition to the PS5.
Isn't that always
Let
the
me
case?
wrap this up by giving you a quick look at a number of games running
Not
on the new console.
strongest, like the newest. Ooh. That's how it looks like? Wait. Then is this the only one? What about the hard disk?
Don't let me hang it.
Final Fantasy. Finally.
Close your eyes. It'll be worth it.
Okay.
Man, that looks so good. Demon Souls. Looks so good.
What's with all the neon?
What is this game? Wait, what? I don't think this is PlayStation exclusive. Right? That's so dirty. It seems like that's very dirty. You know what? It felt like a little bit personal for me. Like it felt like they purposely put Yasuke in and not like the other like you know, like all of them, all you can see is like Ratchet and Clank and stuff like that. All of them are PlayStation 5 exclusive or PlayStation exclusive, and then suddenly Yasuke is like, dude, are they just trying to like, you know, like trigger some people, or they're trying to like they did Japan dirty? Because I think I tried to find, Japan did not have this presentation thingy, right? I think they didn't have this. So I mean, they didn't have their own version of this. So what I'm talking about is like PlayStation JP did not release any of like a different guy who probably presented the whole thing and tell you about the PlayStation 5 in Japanese or anything like that. That's what I mean by there's no PlayStation JP version. So they would have to watch this one, maybe Japanese subtitle, in order to know it. And that is so dirty. That's so scummy, to be honest. Because you know how Japanese gamers feels about Assassin's Creed. Oh. Oh. Whoa, wait a minute, that's a price? That is freaking expensive. Wait, why is euro more expensive than dollar? Wait a minute, this is euro, right? This is euro? Is this pound? Is this pound? Wait, if it's pound, why is it so expensive? Isn't it pound worth more like... What? It includes tax.
PlayStation.
That is there anything else at the back? No, not really. That is oh boy. So that was the PS5 Pro technical presentation. I'm sorry, I gotta think about that a little bit. And people are actually not really happy. They're having a mixed feeling. Some of them are looking forward on some certain stuff. For example, like this, I'm looking forward for it as well. Like, oh man, enhanced version Stellar Blade, it's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be great. Oh, it's enhanced version Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. That's gonna be nice. That you can actually know, like, you know, you can actually play the very nice, better graphics. I'm looking forward to look at Tifa more. But at the other hand, everybody is giving Sony a big L. I'm not, oh man, I'm using this word. Oh, yeah, it's a big L. Because of the price. The price is way too expensive. As you can see right here, there's a bunch of memes, there's a bunch of people just posting on weird stuff now. The price is way too expensive. It's crazy. Even the Japanese are feeling so as well. So Famitsu actually posted the PlayStation 5 Pro announcement, and it put up the price and everything. Like, you can pre-order the beginning in September 30th. You can already on the release date is November 7, by the way. November 7 in Japan. So people are really like having a very mixed feeling about this. So I was wondering, what do the Japanese really think, and this is what they really think. So everybody is saying that the PlayStation 5 Pro is very expensive. The first comment is really a sarcasm. Oh, PlayStation 7 is gonna be 200,000 yen. Woo! Oh, Nintendo. I think Nintendo is gonna win in the future. In the long run. In the long run, Nintendo is gonna win. Oh no. In the other hand, I'm wondering the pressure that the developer will get to make a quality of a game with a quality to fit this kind of price of hardware. You know, it's like, you know, everybody's just worrying and just like talking about the price. They say this price is way too expensive. Even if my kid tells me to buy it, I will not buy it. Oh man, I'm so disappointed that it's so expensive. This price without this, like, you know, the physical edition disc, nah. nah, that's not good. So I'd rather buy a PC with a decent graphic card. This is way too expensive. In that way, even the PC have much more ways to I can use the PC in a variety of ways, and it will feel much more worth it. You know, like I think the price is just way too expensive. That at this price, if I'm not wrong, you can actually get a PC in Japan already, and you can get a pretty decent PC. Probably you add another few, maybe like another 10,000 or 20,000, you probably can get a decent PC. Like seriously, you can get like this is like the feeling of like $1,000. The feel of that is like $1,000. That's crazy. You can get $1,000 of PC. Right? That's $1,000 PC that you can actually get. Just add up a few $100s to the $600 or something, $700 is it? For USD. So it is just that people are just talking about the price. It's insane. And that is all for today's game news. And I wonder, what do you think about the new PlayStation 5 Pro? Are you guys gonna get it? Are you guys not gonna get it? Is it worth the money? Is it way too expensive? Which one do you think? Feel free to drop down a comment and tell me how you feel about the game console. I personally, I was just gonna give you my opinion and my thoughts on it. I will probably get one of it if I can, and of course I think I would look forward to play Stellar Blade in a very enhanced mode. And I like to give you guys cheery to Stellar Asses. You have watched Game News, and my name is Jeffuku Washi.